It's time for the Margin Matters Minute with Money Man Jason Brown.
All right, welcome back to another edition of the Margin Matters Minute. My name is Jason Brown. Thanks so much for joining me today. And today's topic is how to save money on a vacation trip. So my family recently took a beach trip down to Panama City Beach, Florida. And we are a family of four. I have two boys, a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. So we took a road trip, about a five and a half hour drive. There's a time change involved from Atlanta to Panama City Beach. So I wanted to share with you guys just three tips that we did to save over $1,000 on this family vacation to the beach. So first, I'll give you guys a little bit of the details of our trip. We stayed in a condo resort in Panama City Beach. It was actually a very, very large resort that was so big. They had trams we had to ride to get to and from the compound to the beach. So it was basically like renting an apartment. It was a condo. We got a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo, and we paid $200 a night for the condo. We got it for 5 days, 5 nights. So we paid for 5 nights, $200 a night. So we paid $1,000 for the condo. And what we did, one of the things that we did to save money, so I guess we'll talk about the first thing we did to save money. This will be tip number 1, was we actually did not eat out once. And yeah, it was a little challenging. We actually packed our lunches, packed a cooler for the road trip. We made stops to eat our food. We ate, and of course we snacked in the car, but we had boys, so we have to make stops to let them get out and run around, get some of the energy out. So we made stops, of course, for gas and refreshments, but we did not eat out. And there's a lot of reasons why we didn't eat out. Of course, the first being to save money. That's the obvious reason. The second being that it was actually very difficult for us to eat out with a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. It's a little challenging to go into restaurants, especially still during the pandemic, with all the COVID protocols as well going on. So the other issue that was happening that we didn't realize until we got down there was, even if we wanted to go out to a restaurant, all the restaurants were packed and the wait times were anywhere between 60 to 90 minutes just to get a table. And the reason for that is probably because of the COVID protocols. A lot of the restaurants were running like 30% capacity or 50% capacity, whatever it was at the time. So they were running a limited capacity, which equated to much longer wait times, especially for those restaurants that were in a nice area on the beach or on the water, that people wanted to have that really nice scenic view while they were having a nice dinner. So those were all reasons why we did not eat out. So what we did was, the first thing we did when we rolled into town was went straight to the grocery store, Publix. That's the predominant grocery store in Florida. So we went to Publix. We did our grocery shopping. Since we had a full condo with the kitchen and everything, I want to say we paid about $300 for groceries for about a week. We were there for 6 days. So we got our groceries, and we just packed the condo with our food. So the second thing we did, and this is maybe a deal breaker for some, but not really for us, but we saved a lot of money by simply renting a condo across the street from the beach as opposed to on the beach. And the savings is significant. If you don't mind walking across the street, taking a 5 or 10 minute walk or whatever it may be, or it might even be that far. We actually had a tram service that would pick us up and take us wherever we wanted to go. But most of the time we walked because it wasn't really that far. So on average, we were kind of running the prices to figure out, well, do we want to pay for the convenience of staying right on the beach where we open our condo door and we take one step and we're out in the sand? Or do we want to save a little bit of money and stay across the street in the same complex, in the same condominium establishment, but let us save some money by doing that. So on average, we saved about $100 a night by simply choosing a condo that was just across the street from the beach as opposed to being on it. So just that one decision saved us over $500 for our stay. And then the other thing that we did was a little bit more challenging with the young kids is we avoided souvenirs, gift shops, places to buy junk that we don't need. I did my best to shield my 5-year-old son from, the main street, Front Beach Road, I think it was called, where all the gift shops and all those places are, where it's just overpriced junk that you're going to use one time and never use again. So luckily I was able to kind of shield my son a little bit from those places. He didn't really have too much interest in that, but here I'll show you guys a picture. This was an example. There was a shaved ice place or poolside that he kept wanting, and of course a little cup of shaved ice, $6, because you're paying for the convenience of the shaved ice on the beach or at the pool, right? So he kept wanting the shaved ice. So of course I took him to a Tom Thumb gas station where he was able to get a Slurpee or a shaved ice or a slush puppy, something similar to that, and we probably paid $1.50 for that as opposed to $6. So he was happy with that. There was also a Sonic across the street that we walked to and got him a slush puppy, similar type of treat, and paid much, much less than you're going to pay for the same thing on the beach or at the pool. So that was one thing that we did to save some money, was just to avoid the souvenirs, the gift shops, all of that stuff. I would estimate we probably saved over $100 just by avoiding the high-priced snacks or the convenience of buying drinks or food at the pool or the beach. So bouncing back to the groceries and the food. So a little more information on that. So I estimated that we saved about $300 or more simply by not eating out, as opposed to just going to buy groceries and making our meals inside the condo. So a family of 4 for us, I estimated very conservatively we would have been spending $100 a day if we ate out all 3 meals. So my 2 boys are pretty young. They don't really eat that much yet, but for 2 adults eating out breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're easily going to be spending over $100 a day to eat out on a vacation like that. So that's 6 days. That's $600. We spent a little under $300. It was like $285 on the groceries. So we saved about half on our food bill. So $300, these are all very conservative estimates. It was probably a little bit more than that. So we saved about $300 on food, $500 on the location of the condo because we chose not to stay on the beach. We chose to stay across the beach. And we probably saved at least $100 on souvenirs, trinkets, pool floats, rafts, anything that we really didn't need that we already had. So my very conservative rough estimate, just by making those 3 choices of savings, we easily saved over $1,000 on this trip. So the trip ended up being about $1,500, and it easily could have been $2,500 to $3,000. So just wanted to share those 3 decisions. I mean, you guys probably have plenty of ideas and tips on saving on vacations. If you do, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them so we can actually share ideas and plan our next vacation on how to even save more money. So this was just one example of our beach trip. If you guys have examples, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them as well. So this is Jason Brown saying thanks so much for your support. If you want to support me further, you can check out my website, which is yourmarginmatters.com. Or you can go to Amazon.com and check out my book. I wrote a personal finance book called Margin Matters, How to Crush Debt and Live on a Simple Budget. And there are more of my stories in there as well. So thank you so much for your support. And of course, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like to hear more videos on the subject of money. So until next time, this is Jason Brown saying, remember, it's not the amount of money you make, but the margin that matters the most. And we will see you next time.